everybody, and welcome to the newest indoor adventure in taking Strahd seriously, part 24. It's been a while. Today is October 15th, 2019, and you are loved. We feel like that is a very important thing to remind all of you viewers and listeners of each and every single day, not just days that we stream. The days that we stream are Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, as well as next week on Wednesday for our once monthly Looming 20s game. It has been a while since I have had multiple streams in the same week, or at least 4 streams in the same week, so I'm very excited to be able to get back to doing that. Ways that you can support the show, as mentioned before, we have VODs. If you go to youtube.com/indooradventures or anywhere where podcasts can be found under the same moniker, you can find all of our old episodes. We have done an entire playthrough of Waterdeep Dragon Heist. We're currently going through Curse of Strahd, as well as the Ghosts of Saltmarsh. And hey, we also have a homebrew game on Mondays, so consider checking that out. If you already know all of this, but you feel like there are additional ways that you want to help support the show, consider going to patreon.com/indooradventures, where we have an after show called Nights in the Courtyard. A little podcast that we like to do where we answer questions not only from you guys, but also from each other. So if there's any questions that we have for guests or anything like that, that is the perfect time to go and ask that. And the easiest way for us to see your questions is by going to our Discord. We have a Discord server link below wherever you are watching, viewing this thing. So hey, maybe you just want to hang out with us. I'd appreciate it. Other than that, we also have a merch store. So if you go to bit.ly/adventure merch, you can go and see we got t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got mugs, we got posters, we got all sorts of stuff right there at bit.ly/adventure merch. And that store is very finite at the moment. We are going to be moving to Teespring. So all of the merch that is currently there is technically limited edition because it won't be on Teespring, or at least some of it might not be able to be easily transferable, in which case, I'm sorry. But in the other half of that, hey, all you people who bought stuff early, nice. So with that, that is it for my spiel. RJ, who are you playing tonight?
Hey everybody, I'm RJ, and I'm playing Bartholomew, the human blood ranger. Yeah, blood ranger. That's basically it right now. Blood hunter ranger, werewolf. Yeah.
I'm LBHackEmUp, and I'm playing Silme the half-elf wizard.
And I am the indoor adventurer, and I am playing Kefris Bellevue, the mongrel folk barbarian.
I'm Tyler, and I'm playing Flint, the shifter barbarian rogue, who is also a werewolf.
And I am Wings, your very spooky DM. We're going to be starting things off with the recap. Last time, Kefris and Silme regained their bearings, having survived the Battle of Yesterhill. Kefris dealt with some new developments regarding his mongrel folk mutation and negotiated with the Were-Ravens for Arabelle to use the Valiant Stone and Baba Lysaga's creeping hut to pick up Stashen, while Silme dealt with Maybelle's memory loss and some precarious covert communications with the vampire spawn Escher. Meanwhile, a dazed and exhausted Bartholomew made his way down the mountain, accompanied by Flint, Irina, and Sasha the Saber Cat, to discover the fate of the siblings at Yesterhill. During their travels, Flint established himself as Bartholomew's werewolf mentor. Irina discussed her recent blackouts, and Flint was revealed to be the fabled hermit. Upon reuniting with the siblings at the Wizard of Wine's winery, it was revealed that Strahd had been spying on them, and Irina's cover as Enduro had been blown, and that Kefris had failed to mention that Irina's brother Ismark had been taken hostage when the group left her to visit Ravenloft. Something Irina was none too pleased to discover, and she insisted on seeing her brother again. Bartholomew snuck away from the group to try and learn to control his transformations on his own, when his mother stepped out of the woods with a wolf who transformed into a woman that Bartholomew's mother claimed to be her sister. We're gonna jump right back into that.
So what you're telling me is that I have an aunt that you've never told me about, and that she is also a werewolf.
I have a lot to explain to you. But first of all, look at her. Do you think that you'll be able to recognize her if you see her again?
I mean, she looks exactly like you, so...
So not exactly.
Well, almost.
Um,
There is a familiar... Bartholomew just shakes his head, walks over to his mom, and hugs her.
She reciprocates the hug, but she keeps a fairly business-like manner. Do you have her scent?
I still don't know. Do I just, like, sniff her, or...
Go on.
Do I have her scent now? Like, if I just walk close to her and just, like...
Yep. She actually reciprocates. She's doing pretty much the exact same thing. She just kind of like...
Is this a familiar scent to me? Like, was it one of the scents in the woods the other night?
Yes. She's been out and about. And, to some degree, like, roll me a survival check.
Oh boy, I'm no... Well, actually... Cool. Survival is... 14.
14? All right. You can detect hints of your mother, and you can detect hints of yourself. Basically, you can smell genetic similarities between the scents.
Oh, all right. I think I have her scent now.
All right. And she'll turn to Zuleika and say, "Go, you know what to do." And Zuleika nods, transforms back into a wolf, and disappears into the forest. We should get out to the open.
Yes.
Are you staying at the Wizard of Wines?
The Martakovs have opened their house to me.
Good. Let us go inside. It should be safe there.
Grabs his shirt and his boots and leads. Where have you been all this time?
It's a long story. And as you're walking back into the building, she explains that she has been basically out in the forest, kind of avoiding everybody, and trying to make contact with her sister. What is everybody else up to right now?
On our way to Vallaki, because that's where Irina wants to go.
All
We
right,
are
you're leaving
waiting
Bartholomew
for
behind?
Speedy, right?
Yeah.
We're leaving him behind?
Well, no, I thought, I figured that we were all going together.
So
Okay.
we're getting ready to go to Vallaki?
Yeah.
All right.
Again, I don't want to go to Vallaki, so I'll accompany you to there, but I'll stay outside.
Why don't you want to go to Vallaki?
Well, because it's full of werewolf hunters, and they probably will not like to see me.
Well, things have changed recently. It caught on fire, as you have been made aware of, and one of the heads of the hunters, his son is now a werewolf, so perhaps their views have changed.
I highly doubt that, considering Bartholomew was totally down to go see his dad to get, his
Yes.
kindness or whatever.
Well, we're not going to let that happen. There is a cure, and if there's a cure, there's a way.
So,
I'd still not go inside. I'm not going to go
last
inside.
time you were in Vallaki, who was in charge?
Have I ever been in Vallaki?
Yeah, almost certainly. You've been to every town. I doubt that you stayed in Vallaki very long when you saw how gung-ho everybody was about killing wolves. Just sure do love killing.
They sure do love killing.
They sure do love killing, and especially love killing wolves and werewolves. And you found out pretty quickly about the kindness, and you're all like, okay, so this is the kind of help that I can expect if I try to interact with these guys. Cool. So the person that was in charge when you were last in Vallaki almost certainly was Vargas Velakovich.
Yeah. And yeah, I relay as much, but I am aware of his untimely demise.
He's dead. Lady
So I've heard.
Wachter also gone.
That's okay. She wasn't very nice.
No, she was not. But the next person who is mildly in charge of Vallaki, I would say, is honestly Speedy.
Speedy's father.
I have
So it
not
sounds
seen
like there's
Speedy's father raise a hand and say, everybody circle this house, and then 10 hunters circle a house. I've seen Speedy do this.
Well, that is true.
If
Still
anything, he's
sounds like a
captain
lot
of the
power
guard.
Struggle. Still sounds like a lot of trouble.
Well, I
His
feel like
ears
you're
are
good.
burning at this moment, and it is at that moment where a door will slam shut and everybody's eyes are drawn to the entrance where Speedy and his mother are standing.
Hey!
Mrs. Petrovich.
Hey.
Hello.
Miss Tornescu.
Toranescu.
Sorry. Well, who? That was a player mishap. No,
That's fine. I need to take a sidebar for a second. I'm gonna act very angry for a lot of reasons. I'm not.
Okay.
I very rarely am. But you know, character.
Oh God, this warning. Okay.
I'm going to be very interested in something on the wall very suddenly.
Hello.
It's... glad you're safe.
Tereska will throw all of her things just kind of haphazardly to the side. And she will walk into the sitting room and say, all right, well, all of you might as well gather around. This does involve you to some degree.
All right. I take a seat, crossing my ankles and placing my hands gingerly on my lap.
Bart takes a seat, pulling on his boots.
I'm going to just sit on the floor because I don't want to ruin another chair.
I'm still looking at the wall. Just looking over my shoulder.
Tereska just kind of like coolly walks past Flint without really acknowledging him. But there is some electricity there. And she will find a central position and just kind of sit there. And then look up at Bartholomew and say, I owe you an explanation.
Yes, you do.
I already told you that when I was young, I was brought to Barovia, that I was not from here. I was very young. My sister and I were taken here by a man named Emil Toranescu, and he raised us as his own. We took his name. He was a werewolf. He turned us and made us a part of the pack. Then, as time went on, more people were taken in, more people were turned, and the pack became too large. So, Emil turned to a more ancient method of recruitment, something called the proving. Instead of turning everyone, when people were kidnapped and brought into the cave, they would be made to fight one another until there was only one left. And she kind of looks at Flint for a moment and looks back down. I was 16 when they started doing this, and I knew it wasn't right. It wasn't long after when I left. That is when I met your father. And I thought, perhaps I could have a life that was different. I sought out a way to rid myself of my curse. And I found only one person who could help me. Madame Ava. I made a deal with her that my curse for me and my family would be suppressed so long as we never oppose Strahd.
Bartholomew reaches over for a bottle of wine, passes it to his mother. So,
Yes.
you're telling me both you were a werewolf once,
She nods.
and that even if Laszlo had not bitten me, then this would have happened anyway.
I hoped that it wouldn't. I never wanted any of this for you. But this place has a way of making the worst things happen.
So what now? Even if we had gotten Laszlo's blood and Silme had managed to cure me, I would have still turned.
So long as you oppose Strahd.
Well, we are in the deep shit now. I think it's too late to turn back on that one.
This is true. So now, you know. What are you going to do?
I had thought about going back to Vallaki and taking my kindness, but certain events have transpired and I'm thinking better of it. If this were to continue here, if any of this, like what Strahd is doing, I think even if I found a way to be happy, being subjugated under her, it's not the right life for me.
I agree. I was content to try and live the rest of my life as a hunter. But then Strahd brought the fight to my door. So, we have an insider with the pack. My sister. She can let us know when Kirill is out hunting. And we can go and get your artifact. She looks to the siblings.
Do you really think you can trust Zuleika, though?
If you can't trust family... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, she cares for family. It is like my son says.
When was the last time you saw her?
When I left.
Yeah, and I was there. I don't think she's gotten over that.
I have done a lot of regrettable things.
Haven't we all?
I'm not saying we should trust her implicitly. In fact, we may need to split people up. I
She
will
didn't happen
not.
to pick up my. She didn't happen to pick up my scent, did she?
Oh, she definitely knows you're here.
Oh God.
Wait, what is your relationship with my aunt?
We knew each other back in the day.
What was your aunt's name again?
Zuleika.
Oh,
Yeah, Zuleika. So what are you proposing we do?
We need someone to distract Kirill and someone to go into the cave. There shouldn't be anyone there to oppose us in the cave. So I would recommend the fastest and the strongest to distract Kirill.
Let me guess, Zuleika volunteered me.
I am actually also very strong and fast.
On the other hand,
I'm also very durable, as it would appear.
if we cannot trust my sister, we should have some strength and speed on that side too.
I'm
Most
good
definitely.
at magic,
Not fast.
not fast.
And
Or
together, we
strong.
are not very stealthy.
That is true. We should probably be split up. Yes.
So I'll volunteer to be a runner.
I'll go in the cave.
We should hit
Just
up
because the
Vallaki.
pack's out doesn't mean there's not going to be werewolves there.
I
Just an
understand.
FYI.
That's when you
Yeah.
need magic more than anything. From
I'm not
our
afraid of
experience here.
werewolves.
Again, a suggestion. We should head over to Vallaki and salvage as much silver as we can.
Oh, I can do that. I have a thing. Well, for an hour. I can make things into silver.
But when that hour runs up, it's good
Well-
to have a backup.
I suppose that's true. Oh, and she's like goes in her she pulls up her boot, pulls out Speedy's silver dagger. Sorry about that. Here.
I can't touch it.
Right. Back in the boot.
Tereska kind of regards that dagger with some familiarity.
So, Vallaki gets some silver items, then to the cave.
Should I tell father? I don't think it's the best idea, but he should know.
He deserves to know the truth. But I cannot face him. Not yet.
Speaking from experience, I think it doesn't quite matter what you've done or what you are. I think he will love you still.
That is what I'm afraid of.
Well, just so everyone is aware, since we're in a group now, Strahd has been watching us. I have a spell of non-detection up, so she cannot see us currently. She cannot see me.
Lovely. How long
So-
has this been going on for?
I'm not certain. She air quotes, lover has just informed me of this.
Could we just say liaison, because lover sounds weird when you're
This
not
is the
referring
first time any of you have heard of any of this.
I'm sorry, how does Maybell have this information?
No. No. Escher. He and
What?
I are in a relationship.
What?
So that
Oh.
Strahd thinks that no. I'm sorry. It's a fake relationship, so that he can come contact me, and we can speak of Strahd and such things.
That
We have
sounds like vampire preening.
Isn't that guy like literally a consort of Strahd?
Yes.
Yes.
He's like on the bottom tier, though.
Yes, he is playing his odds, I think. He doesn't see his future with Strahd going well, and if we are doing well, then he will continue to help us.
And,
Not to be the pessimist, but he sees his odds with us a little bit better. That's
It's
some
kind of
poor
sad,
odds.
honestly.
Well, I mean, someone has
Hey.
faith.
We will do the thing.
Whether we survive or not is the question. But what I will say is that there's a lot of information that we can gather from him.
So, do you know if Strahd is specifically watching you, or is it the group? Do we all need, like, this non-detection cast on us?
Oh, well, that would take a long time and a lot of my energy. But as far as I'm aware, the spell that I've been given definitely protects me. And
It's just you.
yeah. And I can give it to someone else. As long as everyone's within 10 feet of me. Wait, no. Never mind. It's just me.
Spellcasters, or people who have played spellcasters in the past. What is the spell? It's scrying, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm looking up scrying on D&D Beyond right now, and it's actually there it is.
Womp womp.
Hey!
Well, when somebody scries on you, you know they've done it. If I recall correctly.
Scrying, not necessarily. But you can use a scry like a detect thoughts. So if you dig deeper while you are scrying on somebody, then they'll know. But if you're just doing a basic scry, then there's no.
It's technically a save. I'm not making any of you guys roll saves right now. Mostly because I don't want you to know whether or not you're being watched.
That's fine.
However, here the way that scrying works is that if you have heard of someone, then you can scry them. It's harder to do, but you can do it. The more familiar you are with them, the harder the save DC is, and if you have something that belongs to them, you can make it even harder. So like it ranges from a picture of the person that you're trying to scry all the way up to like a hair or like a fingernail, or in Edgar's case, a finger.
Yes.
Yikes.
Also, Irina's brother, she definitely has something of his.
Bartholomew turns to his mother. So if you're not coming back with us to Vallaki, then what are you going to do now?
I will do what I have always been doing. Laying low. Keeping to the shadows. It is possible. You've already made friends with a shadow of your own. And she's looking at Flint when she says this.
Oh. I would also, at some point, like to see Madame Ava.
Can we trust her? She seems to be very pro-Strahd.
She does, doesn't she?
There's a lot of people you shouldn't be trusting.
Such as people we just met in the woods.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Are we all just saying it? I'm really confused.
We're talking about my sister.
I was speaking of Flint. Sorry.
That's what I thought you were
I was talking about her sister too.
But
I was thinking Flint as well.
Flint seems
Well,
very outstanding.
I'm glad that we cleared that up.
I don't know anything about you, Flint.
Well, it's been a long time.
It has been a long time. When I last saw you, you were only a child.
Still. I saw you. You were leaving everyone behind. Successfully, I might add, so good work. Wouldn't have been able to do without your example.
You seem to have done well on your own.
I manage.
As do I.
Well, this was lovely. Are we going to go to Vallaki?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, so when I turned, he talks to his mom. I was in my formal wear.
This is a new life, Bartholomew. Where you're going, you will not need formal wear.
Great. I have no clothing. He gets up and gets ready.
Always need formal wear. I don't know what she's speaking
I
of.
swear to God, for 18 years, he's just been growing out of clothing after clothing.
It's like I explode out of them sometimes.
Amazing.
I would like to just like to Speedy's mom. I am sorry for getting your son wrapped up in all of this. Having heard the origin of his affliction.
She just puts a hand on your shoulder and she says, I don't want to hear it. Nothing that you have done to him will ever trump what I have done just by being his mother.
Oh, promises. But
sorry, that's out of character.
I would at least like for you to know, with some reservation, when he turned, he had a moment of clarity. He was still bestial, and yes, I may have stabbed him a few times, but he stabbed me back, so you taught him well. But he regained his composure. He knew who he was. Patted me on the head. So even if, by some means, he is a were creature because of things that happened to you, he's strong, he's resilient, and he is clear-headed.
There are days when I am grateful to see that he has taken after his father.
I'm sure you're in there just as much. Because I don't know about you, but we've seen him in combat plenty. And I recognize that steely glare from anywhere.
I will see you again, either tonight or tomorrow.
Thank you.
She will start getting all of her things together, getting ready to go. And she goes to the door for a moment. And then she turns around and she will gather Bartholomew up into a hug. And she says, I love you, Pop.
He's gonna return the hug. I love you, Mom.
And she will give him a nice big kiss on the forehead and leave before tears start to fall.
What are we standing around for? We have to go places.
Sorry, it's fine. Suddenly goes to pack up her room.
So, this being established, y'all are going to head back to Vallaki. I want you to come up with the plan as to how you're going to split the party, who's going to be responsible for the distraction, who's going to be responsible for retraction. Retrieval?
Retrieval.
Extraction. There you go. Thank you. And we probably won't get to that until after the break, so you guys will probably have some time to talk and think about it.
Cool.
All right. So you're going to get ready to go to Vallaki, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So that's happening probably same day. Same day?
Yeah.
Same day.
Next day? Was it like nighttime when you did this?
It was in the morning.
Yeah, it was in the morning.
Okay,
Yeah.
Same day. So what you gonna do with Sasha?
Oh.
That saber cat that's just hanging out in your bedroom.
Can I just go home? Sure. Be a good girl.
I'm going to walk over to Sasha.
Yeah.
Take just 2 hands and just start scritching under her chin.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to be a good girl?
Roll an animal handling and we'll find out. I'll give you advantage because you have an established rapport.
Natural 20.
Nice. You know that she will not be a good girl, but she'll behave enough for you.
Okay.
The Martikovs are worried about people coming back for their things. If there was a big-toothed cat prowling around the Wizard of Wine, maybe they would be less inclined to fuck with the Martikovs.
Oh,
Yes,
right.
because wizards fucking sorry. Yes, ravens and cats get along so well.
And about any survivors coming from Vallaki over here, if they're looking for sanctuary and see a big fuck off tiger cat.
Well, the other option is that we bring her with us.
Oh yes, back to Vallaki where she kind of
Yes.
terrorized the town for a while.
So, but, hey, you're basically like the guard captain there, yeah? Do you think she would let you ride her into town?
As a bipedal creature of the night, I think that's a little demeaning to ride another creature.
Yes, plus their spinal structure does not accumulate for that.
Well, it was an option. Now,
It was a very good idea, Kefris. Thank you.
Yes.
but big ol' cat, we tell her to leave. Or Flint, hey, you're not coming into town, right?
I mean, yeah.
But I think you should stay with us, brother.
Like some cosmic force demands that he stays with us for reasons.
Do you
Yes,
think...
I think
I mean,
it'd
I
be
was going
best
to.
if-
I'm going to follow you guys to town, but I think Sasha. Sorry, yeah, that's what you guys are calling her. Sasha knows how to get back to my den. There's fresh meat there. She'll be fine.
Oh, if there's fresh meat, she'll love that. Just
Right? Just
I
gonna
guess on you go. I was going to say
like-
otherwise, maybe Irina would like a companion.
looks over to Irina. How is she feeling?
Speaking of which,
Okay.
we should definitely not leave her alone.
No,
Yeah.
that's standard protocol.
She's like just off in the corner, kind of sulking, and Maybelle is entertaining her.
Just imagine she's like juggling.
Not with juggling, with tea.
We could use Sasha for the assault on the werewolf cave later, so
Sasha will do pretty much anything. Will do anything you said with a natural 20. So just tell me
Cool.
where you want her.
I'm gonna boop her on the nose and tell her to go home.
She just like rubs her big old dumb head into your chest, and then she saunters off into the forest.
I keep forgetting animals make Silme uncomfortable because they really don't make me uncomfortable, and I want to just smush her face, but Silme's very uncomfortable. So
And she actually swipes at a raven as she leaves.
Hey,
All right, so that happens. And the raven scolds, as they are wont to do. All right, so you guys are going to go to Vallaki.
yes.
All right, you have no cart because you walked here, so you're going to have to walk to Vallak. But I assume that you can pull this off without too much trouble. It will take you about 2 hours to get there.
Yes.
Are there any conversations that occur on the way to Vallaki?
I think Silme will make it clear that she would like Flint on her team for the assault.
What part?
Going in the cave, of
Okay.
course.
I think that would be a bad idea to go
Why?
into the cave. He's a known scent. If he goes in there and Kirill or someone else recognizes that, they'll be back in there. I shouldn't go
Not
in the
if they're
cave.
busy chasing the most unusual game they've probably had in this woods for years.
Can we
They
mask his scent?
Hmm.
I can mask your scent.
We could roll him around in dung.
That would be a
All right,
bigger scent.
guys, I'm gonna distract Kirill. It's kind of, I have to be the one at this point, and also if Zuleika's gonna be at the cave, I don't want to be there. I think I'd rather see Kirill than her.
What did you... I'm not even gonna ask.
No, don't.
I can't tell if you're like an uncle or an older brother.
He's Flint.
Don't think too hard about it.
That's fine.
And then if I go in the cave, that's a new scent, which would cause some interest. Like, I don't
So
know.
it's just me in the cave then. Is that what we're saying?
Oh,
No,
I
I will
think-
go in. It's just
Speedy.
if I have to run.
You are speedy. You are very fast. You are so very fast. I have faith in you that you will be able to move quickly. Silme, I feel like you are best suited in the cave because you... I mean, honestly, I don't think that you are fit for running through the woods.
I
It's the
have running shoes, thank you.
You could also drop one single fireball inside that cave and wipe out the entire den.
Yes, I agree
I would
that
rather you
I'm...
not do that either.
Why?
I mean, there's not bad people in the den. There's still good people in there, and I'm pretty sure there's a fresh batch of kids that are
Oh,
Wait, what?
due for the proving.
great. All right. Well, I guess I need to change my spells for the day. And Silme, like, pulls out her big old spell book and starts...
Bellevue,
Hmm.
you and your sister in the cave. Flint and I out.
Bartholomew's got it.
All right.
If you can get those kids out, that would be even better.
People in Barovia need somebody to look up to. Even if they're little werewolf children.
Oh no, it's only going to be the one child if you leave them there.
They're not turned yet.
They're not turned yet. They will fight each
Okay.
other till the death.
Not
last
if
one gets
we tell
turned.
them no. Stop.
We'll deal
Not-
with it when we get there.
We'll figure it out along the way. That is what we have done since leaving the Dale Lands.
I still don't believe it's a real place.
Look, we're going to take you to a beach, Speedy.
I miss beaches.
I miss
You
the
can
sun.
come too. Eh,
I brought a parasol and I can't even use it.
wait till it rains. It's only
That's
a
not what a
few hours.
parasol is for, Kepris.
A parasol
Come
is
on.
made out of cloth.
Thank you, Speedy.
What?
Do we know what Tereska is going to be doing? Like, are we expecting to see her?
I believe my aunt will be going in the cave. I don't know what my mother will be doing.
Yeah.
Your mother explained that Zuleika will be in the cave, and she will be on Kirill duty.
Great.
Play nice, he says to Flint as he walks past.
Yeah, I got no beef with her.
You two are like an item, right? Is that what I'm gathering?
Who? Me and Tereska? No. She's way out of my league.
The other one.
Yes. When Tereska left the pack, well, Zuleika was alone, and we were good friends for
Hi,
a
Anna.
long
How are you
time.
doing?
And the reason I don't want to go see her again is because, like her sister, I left. And I didn't really say goodbye.
Yes, it never really goes well in relationships, as far as I can tell. So,
Well, didn't think I'd ever see her again. So,
well, if there's any bubbling tension, then perhaps it's something to be dealt with later, not during the mission. Right.
Mhm.
All right. During the trip back to Vallaki, at some point, Irina will match pace with Bartholomew.
Probably during the previous conversation.
Yeah, most likely. So you all knew.
Yes.
I am going to ask you, because I know that you will not lie to me twice. Is Ismark really alright?
No. He's not. You might want to steel yourself. He's delirious. Something must have happened when Strahd had him.
I live my life steeled.
You should probably also live your life silvered. So when we are in Vallaki, pick yourself up a dagger.
Haha. Alright. We will deal with it as it comes.
As we always do.
As we always have. And she'll just kind of punch you on the shoulder and continue walking.
While they're chatting, I actually want to match pace with Kefris. Kefris. So I was thinking about the cryptic rantings you had the other day when we chatted. I think I finally figured you out.
What?
So it seems to me
cryptic.
You talk a lot, and trust me, I hear all of it because you're loud. It seems to me that
theater as a child.
It seems to me that you're afraid of whatever, or you talk about being afraid of whatever this is, and how you've changed or whatever. But deep down, I think you like it, and you don't want to admit it. You're so afraid of liking it, in fact, that you're using everyone else as an excuse to be acceptful of what you are. Oh no, all the people in Barovia are suffering, and my God wants me to suffer for them, so I have to bear this burden. And honestly, I just think that's an excuse for you, because it's not a burden to have strength to unleash this beast that you've become. That's should be something you embrace. You should be happy about how strong you are now, because honestly, in Barovia, only the strong survive, and that's the example I think you need to actually embrace instead of this suffering sad sack.
You're right on several counts, and I will give you that. As far as what I am, I do embrace it. At this point, I have learned to live with it. Although pulling a 4-foot spear out of myself is a little jarring, I will admit. I didn't think that there was that much extra room inside of myself, but I guess all things are possible through Ilmater. What I have, what is going on with me, I know it's a blessing. It's hard to see it as such, but at this point, I am all right with it. The thing that I am not all right with is the fact that I have this spear now. I am good at using it, although I didn't think that I was going to be able to do so. And when I kill people, there is no joy. As a member of the cloth, I was never supposed to wield a weapon that would pierce or break the skin. That is why I used a maul. Because it didn't necessarily hurt. It could be used for other things. Did it kill and hurt? Yes, but it wasn't supposed to. Not initially. The thing that I don't like right now is that you're right. It is easy. And yes, I am strong. But because of that, killing is too easy. And I have to make split-second decisions between my life and the ones that I care about and those that are aggressing upon me. And every time I will gladly save my family. But for me, that was coming from a point of protection. Now that I have this spear, it's coming from a point of aggression. It wants to kill because it wants blood. We both hate Strahd. Myself and this spear, and we are going to see to it that Barovia is free. And do I want to suffer myself? No. But because I have, it's easier for me to tell the people that even when all of this happens to you, you can still walk on your own 2 feet. So you're right, Flint.
There you go. Just, chin up.
I'll
Get over
try
the blood
when I
rage.
don't have murdery urges anymore.
I mean, murdery urges are just something that you get over, man.
That is where we differ greatly, but I appreciate the sentiment.
I mean, you asked me earlier, how is it that you've survived so long in Barovia? And it's because I'm a fucking werewolf.
Yeah.
So, if it's the bloodlust that keeps you alive and the bloodlust that keeps you and your, family safe, it's not a bad thing.
I see it as a gray thing. It's not bad and it's not good. It's
what is
something I
even
have to
right
deal
and
with.
wrong?
In this place, the right thing is getting rid of the big-ass vampire who lives in a castle. The wrong thing is to sit by and watch as it happens.
Speedy has the highest passive perception, correct?
Yes.
All right. What is everybody else's passive?
Bad.
Fucking abysmal. It's like a
Wonderful.
10.
Wait.
14.
I got 12.
Oh, yeah, perception.
16.
All right. So Speedy and Silme will notice this occur as Flint and Kefris are having this very spirited debate. And Irina just at some point stops walking.
I also stop.
I'll reach out a hand and put it on her shoulder.
She has turned and looked back the way you guys came. And when you put a hand on her shoulder, she doesn't turn to look at you.
Indiro, are you all right? I'm gonna walk in front of her with the way she's facing.
Yeah. She's just kind of dreamily looking back down the road through half-lidded eyes.
Kiss her.
One, not unless it is asked, but also whoopsh.
And then she looks at Silme and she says, Kazan?
Yes.
No, you are Silme.
Yes.
The
And you
werewolf
are?
cave that you are looking for.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember the tower with the bottle?
Uh-huh.
It is north and west of there, in the woods.
Okay. Yes.
She needs to read the book. Everything will become clear then.
What book?
And she blinks Did it happen again?
Bartholomew's rearing back to like slap her.
Stop. You just described to me where the cave is.
What?
And you said it was northwest of the tower. And that she needs to read the book and it will all become clear.
I didn't. No. No, that.
You did.
Someone was channeling you.
Irina seems very disturbed by this.
When we get to town, I'd like to try something on you, if that's all right.
What do you... Why? What?
Well, if you are being charmed in some way, I am engaged. If you're being charmed in some way, then perhaps there's something I can do to block it or to remove such a curse from you.
Okay. I would like for it to stop.
I'm sure you would. Speedy, would you mind taking her by the arm and making sure that she does not wander?
Speedy will nod his head and hold his hand out for Irina.
Mm-hmm. And Irina's demeanor has very much changed at this point. She seems quite haunted by the idea that something else took over.
Oh, goodness. Skips back up to her brother.
So that's why I think that, people of Barovia need a symbol sometimes.
Kefris.
I agree, but what?
What?
Sorry, don't say anything because the spell is on me. But, well, I guess it doesn't matter because they already saw it if they are peeking in. Irina has just had an episode where she spoke with someone else's voice.
That's weird.
Indeed.
Was it?
I don't think so. It seemed quite helpful.
Oh, that's out of character.
Was it Madame Ava voice?
Well, it was her voice, just not her words. It was Irina's voice.
Oh, no, I get that part.
Okay. She said that she first asked if I was Speedy's aunt. And then...
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Who?
She said Kazan.
Kazan.
The
As in
wizard
Kazan from the tower.
Oh, sorry. It's a lot of names. She asked if I was Kazan and then described to me where the cave was. And she said that she must read the book.
Who's she?
Quickly turned towards Flint. The book.
Oh, right, yeah.
Do you
Where is
still
it?
have it?
No, it was taken by the werewolves like years ago. It is in the werewolf den.
We've just established this many a
Yes.
times, brother. I really wish you would take notes.
That is
You have
not
that big
my
journal and
character.
everything. You have a journal.
I do, but it's for me. About me.
Anyway,
Yes, the Tome of Strahd is in the werewolf den.
Wait, no. What? No. Different book. Different book entirely.
What book are you talking about?
I am talking about the book about Tatiana.
oh.
Yes. That was the book that I was referencing many a time. I think you all
I only
thought I
know-
was...
Where
meaning
did we
a
see
different
that?
book.
Was that in the tower?
I have not seen it before. However, the abbot used to own it, and then he said that the hermit took it and never brought it back.
Which would be referencing the Tome of
The
Strahd.
Tome of
which was
Strahd
taken-
is
Wait,
written
it's the
by
same...
Tatiana.
Kefris, I have an 8 in intelligence, and I was able to put this together.
I
What
was
does that
trying
mean?
To speak as
I don't
somewhere
know.
a black dragonborn gets a nosebleed because of you.
It's any blood hunter. It works. ghost.
All right.
It's going to stain.
Well, I understand now that I have continuously been stupid. So I'm glad we're all.
I mean,
on the
it's
same
okay.
page.
It happens all the time.
She puts her hands on either side of Kefris's face.
I am an idiot sandwich, sister.
Yes. All right, Vallaki.
Yes.
Do you think we should go tonight? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
As soon as possible?
Definitely.
Probably.
Yes. We're on
Solid.
our way there.
No. Apologies. To the cave.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome.
We do what we need to do in Vallaki and leave immediately. I don't think we'll take the horse and carriage.
Solid.
Yes.
Someone say we're not going to the cave because I think.
We're not going to the cave.
Oh my God, Kefris.
Yes, we're not going to my
We're
cave.
going to take a swim in the lake.
What?
I'm gonna
Please, for the
make
love of the
perception
gods.
rolls, by the way, if that's cool, for like looking out for any Vallaki hunters that are on the like signs of them.
Okay, that's a fair roll.
I would like to look and see if any of the like birds or anything are watching us. Cause damn,
For sure.
my
Oh,
brother's dumb.
you know, I should definitely have notes on this. But can you remind me the last note that you sent to Escher?
Yeah, it was. We need to speak.
Oh boy. Okay.
23.
23 to find a hunter.
It's just signs of hunters like in the area.
You can definitely find signs of hunters. Like there are hunting trails that you are familiar with. But now with your newly heightened senses, werewolf senses, you can like smell individual like human scents and pick them out as hunters that you recognize.
He turns to
And-
Irina and just goes, "You might want to cover your ears. Let's go briefly," and like blasts off 3 whistles like an all clear.
Ow!
Mom.
Okay.
Really
Uh,
bad for the sensitive program.
You get
Wow.
you get a responding 3 whistles, and Nyanka, and oh god, what was the other one? Not Valentine.
It was a G sound.
Yeah, Gustav.
No, hold on. I could just. look at
Guten
the
Tag.
chat.
It wasn't Yevgeny. 'cause he's too
Gertoda.
big.
It wasn't.
Sad.
No,
Nope.
it was. Groza. Groza.
Groza. Okay.
Ah, gross.
Oh, Groza. Nyanka and Groza will come out of the woods.
Hey.
Sup?
Hello.
Just wanted to give you guys advance heads up that we are back.
Cool. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too. Have you guys killed anyone?
Not anyone we weren't supposed to.
Good. We'll meet back in Vallaki.
Okay. Same place?
Same place.
Cool.
Later.
Later.
Groza.
Hey.
I'm so sorry that my team is so spastic.
I'll never understand kids these days.
You're the best, man.
How old are you?
How old is Speedy?
Flint.
I
Oh,
lost
He's in his
count.
30s.
I can look it up. I have it right
I
here.
am in my 30s.
I believe the last note you sent was,
I'm-
was like 35?
32.
32.
Mm.
I'm older than you.
You're also a half elf. I don't want to hear it. I have
I
a
grew
very
up
short
with
That is
humans.
profiling.
Yes, thank you, brother.
Oh, right, because you guys don't profile. I don't want to hear. You talked about how you made deals with humans the other day, like, oh, and what are they gonna do?
Oh, before Nyanka and Groza leave, he points to Flint and goes, "He's cool.
Okay,
Tell the others."
will do.
Mm.
Nyanka is like putting a knife away.
No, not now, not now.
I'll save it for later.
What? Hi, everybody.
God, they went to prom together.
They
All
went
right.
to prom together.
All right. So you guys will arrive back in Vallaki. What is your plan? You will find that Vallaki is in the process of recovering. There's a lot of tents and such kind of set up in the center of town to just sort of receive refugees from the village of Barovia, the one that got torched. What are you doing? Where are you going? What's going on?
Going to the tents.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring Irina over to where her brother is.
I'm going to stay mostly out of sight.
I am going to follow behind Speedy and Irina, but like 10 steps. If I had a tail, it would be between my legs, but it is not. I am sad dog.
I'm gonna keep an eye on Flint.
Oh, I'll point out a house that Flint can squat in for the time being.
Just gonna hang out outside, but sure, thanks.
Oh, okay. Like, if anything, we'll meet out here. It's the house that Kefris first raged in.
That one fell down.
It's collapsed.
We'll just wait here. That's fine.
Whoops. All right, amazing. Silme, you said you're gonna keep an eye on Flint?
Yeah, with Maybell.
Cool.
He doesn't trust me.
Actually, so weird. I have trust issues. She'll send Maybell with Kefris.
Are you going to be okay on your own, miss?
Yes, I should be all right.
Especially with company.
Yes, well, I'm spoken for, so I should be fine.
All right, Miss Silme.
Thank you, Maybell.
And she turns away and then turns her head back as soon as Silme walks away, and then she just kind of gives a "I'm watching you" to Flint. And then she follows after Kefris. And you guys are going to be outside of the town?
No, in town, but
Outside of the tents.
Inside town, but outside of the tent village.
Okay.
Kind of out of the way of traffic.
I do remember that at some point you wanted to sell your belongings to get some pocket change.
Yeah, we've been trying to do that since day one.
Which might be, so this might
Welcome
be
to my life and health potions.
You want to talk? That's gone now. We finally got rid of it. So do you want to resolve that now?
If Flint is willing to go with me.
Bye.
Sure.
All right, yeah.
He doesn't have a choice.
I'm going to way lowball people on these because I understand that there is a lot of nonsense going on, and fine clothing is probably not.
Cool. How much fine clothing would you say that you brought with you?
Probably at least a week's. Well, okay. Let me nerd here for a second. Normally, a week's worth of clothing would be 3 outfits, and then there would be a fancy dress, I'm gonna say 10 outfits. One of which is very nice, one of which is a walking in the woods nice dress, I guess. And that leaves her with 3.
I see. So you're going to sell 7?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and look up how much fine clothing is worth. And you can add that much in Electrum.
You monster.
Which is just double gold. Gold times 2. It's not that hard, guys.
Yeah, but it's gross.
Fine.
You're gross.
It's literally a 50-cent piece.
You're pulling spines out your back. You're very gross. So you can go ahead and be doing that math whilst we're resolving what's going on with Kefris, Irina, and Bartholomew.
And Maybell.
And Maybell. So as you are heading over to the medical tents, you will find that this place is very busy. It's basically fairly overcrowded. It's pretty clear that there is not enough beds for the amount of patients that they have, and it is even more abundantly clear that there is not enough doctors for the amount of patients that they have. And the number of doctors seems to be pretty much one. And Lucian is kind of like he has taken a rare moment to stand off to the side and kind of wipe off his face. He's got a walking stick that he's been using to kind of hobble around on his injured leg. And as he sees you guys approaching, he's like, "Oh, thank goodness. All right. I need some help."
Maybelle and I are more than happy to help.
Irina, I remember I taught you a thing or two. Can you handle some of the processing? And she's like, "I will see what I can do." And she just goes immediately into like duty business mode, and she washes her hands and gets to work. Lucian looks at the two of you and says, Kefris, I don't have a gravedigger anymore, so if you're handy with a shovel, that would be a big help.
Yes.
Bartholomew, I need you to help me. You are the best tracker I know. I need you to find me somebody named Speedy.
Okay, give me 2 hours. I'll have him to you as soon as possible.
Excellent. All right.
Wait, why is he needed?
He kind of looks over at Irina where she is, and he just kind of whispers to you, Ismark has gotten out of his bed and locked himself in the attic. And he refuses to speak to anyone but somebody named Speedy.
Okay, I will need to borrow Irina for the time being. She is integral in my tracking of this person of interest.
He has been very clear that he doesn't want to see anybody but somebody named Speedy.
Okay.
Now, I don't know who the heck Speedy is.
Listen, Uncle, I will find this person. Which attic?
He gives you directions. It is a portion of the church that has not crumbled, and it's actually kind of precariously located near the bell tower.
Okay, I will hand him a wineskin, tell him to take 5, and then I'll immediately head to the bell tower.
And he just wipes his brow, takes a swig. You be careful up there. He doesn't sound right.
Thanks.
All right. Are you going up there alone?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have to climb a winding staircase to get up to this attic area. And you come to a trapdoor that leads up into the attic, and you go to lift the latch and push it open, and it seems that there's something really heavy that's been placed on top of the trapdoor, and you hear, "Go away!"
Ismark.
Speedy. Is that you?
Yes, it's me, and I'm alone. Are you okay?
No.
Undo the lock.
You hear a shuffling and a scraping noise as something really heavy is pushed off of the trapdoor, and you can see it kind of bounce. And then you hear more shuffling. He says, "Wait." And you hear like a jingling sound. And he says, "All right, come in."
He'll climb up.
And you creak open that trapdoor and climb up into the attic. You can see that the bell is off of its hinge and just kind of like set akimbo in the little hole where the rope would go down to where it could be, like, pulled and rung. And it's just kind of like just barely balanced sideways in that hole. And you can see a silhouetted lump sitting near that bell. And you can hear a soft jingling of what sounds like chains.
Ismark.
That was not my first time going to Ravenloft. Before, with the outsider. All the foolish men in Barovia. Myself. Doru. Only 2 of us returned. A witness and a victim. I do not think I was a witness this time.
He'll walk over.
And he just like pulls into a tighter ball. You can hear more jingling.
Did she turn you?
He is just kind of mumbling and like twitching and wringing these chains in his hands. And you can hear his dry, parched breath as he begins to, it seems, smell the air. And he says,
No. You are supposed to be soulless.
What do you mean by that?
There's a soul inside you. You need to leave.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
ooh. All right, roll me a dexterity check.
Cocked. I am good at these. 24.
Oh, awesome. He seems to be unable to stop himself anymore. And he turns suddenly in a flash, inhumanly fast, as you watch his hands, now tipped with claws, slash out at you, and his eyes just glowing with a predatory light, his mouth with fangs, as it is very clear that he is transformed into a vampire spawn. You jump back just in time. And he scrambles towards you, but the chains seem to have been wrapped around one of his arms, and he is jerked as though at the end of a leash. And he says,
"Go away!"
Speedy looks at him and I'm sorry. If you want, I will ease your burden.
He is, at this point, he seems to have lost any amount of coherence, and he's just slashing at you with his one claw, and foaming at the mouth. You can see that his forearms have bite marks up and down them.
Speedy's gonna shift.
All
And
right.
then he's gonna light his claws with electricity. Gonna put this boy down. If we're gonna roll some initiative.
Okay. But I think that we should go on break first.
Okay.
Okay. So, I would like to say thank you to everybody who has decided to stick with us this long. I am dreading coming back from our break, but we are going to try and be back in 5 to 10 minutes. So don't go no place unless it is to grab a food, grab a drink, grab a friend, or possibly go to bit.ly/adventure-merge. Pick yourself up something nice. We are going to try and be back shortly. So don't go no place. All right, everybody.
Hey.
And we're back. Hello, everybody. Things are about to get way too spooky. Danae, take us away.
All right, we're gonna start things off by getting some initiative rolls from Speedy and Kefris.
25. And the hiccups are back.
Oh no! Good thing they're
Wait, I have
adorable.
advantage. Haha. That barely helped. I got a 14.
Alrighty then. Let me just sort out this initiative right here. God damn it. Wonderful. No, that's incorrect. I sorted it the wrong direction. Speedy should not be at the bottom of the initiative. And there we go. Alrighty then. Oh no. So at the top of the round, it is Speedy.
Cool. Give me 1 second.
Setting the scene a little bit here. Up in the bell tower of the St. Andrew's Cathedral, there is a vampire-spawned Ismark, just sort of leashed to the end of a chain, slashing wildly at Bartholomew as he begins to decide what to do next.
Oh, Bartholomew has like shifted and lit his claws.
That was adorable. Sorry. Okay,
Oh,
I'll get over it.
It's
There's
part of
more to come.
transforming
It was
into
right
a
when you were-
werewolf. Is
It
hiccups.
was right when you were trying to look scary and just like it got you. Okay. Oh God. This is a
Audiocast
very
listeners,
scary and
this is what you
serious
miss out.
scene, okay? Urgh. I want to eat you. I want your blood. Okay.
Thanks. I'm going to just run up and attack. Once does a... Oh, I have no armor. Oops. Oh, sorry. This is new for me. Claws deal how much? 1d. Okay. Just sorry. 16.
16 will
Yeah.
definitely hit.
Okay, and then I'll just roll all my attacks at once, and then total of the damage. The 18.
That will hit. Yep.
And last but not least, 21.
Yeah, obviously.
Cool.
Let's see some damage.
Okay, hold on. Hold on.
Meanwhile, Kefris, you hear a great commotion happening in the distance, and you are able to echolocate the direction that is coming from. And
I
it
have
seems
bat
to
ears
be... well, I mean, I didn't mean that, and that's fine. Okay, sure. Why not?
No, please God, no.
Tympanic membranes. You hear a commotion occurring at the top of the bell tower that is punctuated by a very lupine growl.
Hold on.
I
dice.
immediately just start running there, and I'm going to climb up the side of the bell tower and use my full movement if 40 feet doesn't get me there.
Very cool. That will occur on your turn.
Yes.
Okay. 18 points of slashing damage
Okay.
and 6 points of lightning damage.
All right, total.
Yes.
Okay.
Just gonna mute now.
Alrighty then. So on his turn, Ismark, having been attacked, is going to fight the beast and fail He is going to attempt to slash out at you, my friend, but having only one arm bound, he will not be able to use his multi-attack. So he will come at you with his claws, and he is going to... I suppose he'll attempt to grapple you, because that seems about right. A 10 does not hit.
Nope.
All right, so his claws just rake ineffectually down your hide as you can feel his nails just kind of sliding against your werewolf fur. And then... Kefris.
I'm running towards that direction. How far does 40 feet get me?
40 feet will get you to the foot of the tower and about halfway up it.
Okay, I'm gonna use my other 40 feet to go into the tower.
Yep, if you double move, you'll be able to crawl in through an opening that displays this akimbo bell. And you come like crawling almost spider-like over the top of that bell, and you see this scene of Ismark and Bartholomew, now a vampire and werewolf in a fatal grapple.
I am going to... I'm going to look over towards Speedy, and I am going to rage and then stretch my arm out and nod at him and hope that he really understands what I'm doing as I'm kind of getting down on I'm getting down on, like, squatting down, one hand on the ground and the other arm just stretched out. And I want to belay to him that I'm going to try and clothesline Ismark.
Okay.
So, like, I want to do so physically. I don't want to use words to let Ismark know what I'm up to.
Gotcha.
It's okay. He didn't hit me, so I don't have to roll to maintain.
Okay. It is now Speedy's turn.
Oh, okay. Gonna attack him again. 14?
A 14 does not hit.
Ooh, bonus attack.
Your claws just kind of bounce off of his hide, which is now hardened to a strange leather-like consistency.
Natural 20.
Awesome.
Dice. Oh! What? Oh, right, because those are the wedding dice. They don't have... And 8 points of slashing damage, 4 points of lightning damage as Speedy raises an arm and just, like, hooks it underneath Ismark's throat in a clothesline.
Okay. So now it is Ismark's turn. And you can see him just sort of gnashing his once humanoid face, or his once very handsome face, now become sunken, dark circles under his eyes. His lips are chapped, and his tongue is parched, as though he's been stuck in a desert for an amount of time. And he is going to attempt to grapple you again. Okay. 16 to hit?
Yep.
All right. So his claws come around and just dig into your shoulder, and he gets a really, like, solid grip on you. Though your big old werewolf fist is still wrapped around his throat. Thematically, he is grappling you. You are not grappling him. And at this point, there is the sound of crashing wood as somebody busts through the trap door, and you hear, "Ismark!" And Irina comes climbing up into the room. And she just kind of takes a moment to, like, get stock of what's going on here. And she is going to step forward and attempt to push Speedy off of Ismark. And I need you to roll an athletics check or acrobatics check to contest this.
Athletics, I believe. Oh, I get advantage on this. Fucking, I hate life.
Deep breaths, Speedy.
21.
21. All right, well, that definitely beats a 14. So she comes up to your big old werewolf bod and attempts to push you away. And you can see a fierce determination shining in her eyes. And she will use her multi-attack to attempt a second shove. Oof. All right, give me an opposed.
20.
All right, 20 will do it. She is just pushing ineffectually against your chest and staring directly into your eyes. And she says, not him. Don't take him too. And now it is Kefris.
Hooray! So still raging. I am going to, I would like to use a shove attack to try and knock Ismark prone. But could I reckless this? Because basically Speedy is already clotheslining on one side.
Here's the thing. It's an athletics check, and you do those at advantage while raging anyway.
Baller. So yes, I'm going to do that.
Go for it.
All right. Wedding dice, don't fail me now. They failed me, but my tried and true ones did not. So what'd you get?
I got... I'm sorry, I'm looking up his... All right, he's evidently not trained. That's fine. 15.
24.
Wonderful. Neither of you can roll under a 20. That's great.
So yeah, I want to knock him prone.
All right, you basically push him out of Speedy's big old werewolf fist and to the ground. What would you like to do?
I'm going to shove my arm in his mouth.
I see.
I don't know if I need to roll for that, but that is what I would like to do, is basically like grab side of jaw, open it, shove arm in, and then pop his jaw. So that way his like teeth will break my skin, and I just want him to feed off me for a hot minute.
Okay. I will allow this. It's basically what he's after to begin with. I'll go ahead and roll a wisdom save to see if he has the wherewithal to fight this. Ooh. Okay. Well, you're gonna have to do another strength check to try and force this because he's fighting you.
Okay, just a second. Okay, sounds good. I was making sure, because I know that eventually the Path of the Zealot Barbarian gets some... Oh yeah, it's if I fail a save. Okay. So, advantage. That is a 22.
All right, that beats an 11. So you get your arm in there. And on his turn, he's going to get a good drinky drink. Speedy, it's your turn.
By the way, I have to re-rage as a bonus action because I didn't take damage from him getting ready to.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm using a second charge to prolong it.
Seeing Kefris jam his arm in and Ismark start to feed.
You having some flashbacks?
I'm having some really bad flashbacks. I don't like it. Turns to Irina. Just like, your brother turned.
So did you.
He's going to stand down and wait to see what happens with this feeding.
All right. I'm going to call this an auto hit because you're a willing creature.
I spent my turn making sure he could hit me.
Oh, for sure. Okay. So this is 5 piercing damage and 6 necrotic damage, and that's going to lower your hit point maximum. The necrotic damage will.
Okay.
69.
As you see a sad look actually take on Ismark's eyes as you hear him gulping lifeblood from Kefris's forearm.
I am just going to reassure him that it's going to be okay.
Okay.
I understand he's scared.
On Irina's turn, she's going to take a stand between Bartholomew and Ismark. And for a brief moment, you have the flash of a memory. You see your hand outstretched with a blade buried in her gut. And then you flash back.
Bartholomew shakes his head off. Shakes it off, and delights his claws. Lets him sink to the side.
Okay. Then it would be Kefris's turn.
Kefris is just going to maintain his rage, and he is going to try and, even though he's in the middle of a rage, he is going to try and speak with Ismark and just say, I have plenty to give. I have plenty to give. It's yours. Now drink.
Ismark seems to fight this for a moment, but the taste of first blood has basically it is too much to fight. And he just submits and he breathes and accepts. And he just partakes as much as you give him.
As much as he wants up until the point where I'm dead. So I have 67 HP left.
If it gets to that point, Bartholomew will yank you off.
So that goes on for another 3 rounds, roughly. 11 more necrotic damage, and then 10 more necrotic damage.
Have it go one more past that. 11 and 10, you said?
Mm-hmm.
I need it to go one more time.
Why? 69. You monster.
My overall HP is 35 right now because he's drank so much. No, it's because on my 6th round of raging, that's when I grow spikes.
Yeah. Whoops.
Close. I'll punch myself.
I hate you so much.
All right. You do need to do a check of some sort to get him off of you.
Okay. I will do an athletic. I'll basically just punch him in the face. I am I gave him a lot. I'm tired. Kefris is kind of drunk because he's lost half of his blood to doing this, but he had a lot. It's fine.
All right, go for it.
I failed my roll, so instead I'm going to try and re-roll. Or no, it's saving throws only. Sorry. So I got a 10.
10. All right. Well, he got a 17 on the die. So it becomes clear that Kefris is trying to withdraw and has failed in getting him off.
I will stalk over and just
That was the 6th round. Roll for damage so I can get my goddamn spear.
I hate you so much. Bartholomew punches Ismark in the gut to make him gasp for air, and then
all right, between the two of you, you are able to pry Ismark off of Kefris, and he retreats animalistically, just kind of glaring and baring his fangs at you, and he blinks and kind of wipes the blood from his lips. He looks down at it, and a look of anguish comes over his face, and he just resumes his curled up position in the corner.
Kefris is going to try and approach because he's not very smart. But he's just going to say, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It was a gift freely given. I'm so sorry.
All right. We're going to cut away. Shopping spree.
Pizza time.
Do I not get a whiff of changed werewolf nearby?
I want to know, Silme, how much money did you get?
110 electrum.
Electrum? Okay, cool.
210 electrum.
210 electrum. Awesome. I just wanted to know. So as you are finishing the last bits of barter, Flint, who I imagine was just kind of like sitting off to the side, looking like vaguely bored. All of a sudden you catch a whiff of, oh shoot, that is definitely Bartholomew.
We need to go.
Sorry?
There's the dog got out.
Why are you winking at me?
I think something's wrong with Bartholomew.
Oh, all right. Silme pockets her money and follows.
I follow the scent.
All right. You find the medical tents in very much the same state that they were left, except Maybelle has found her calling, and she is just absolutely like, she has all but like put on like the red cross on her forehead, and she is just going. She's like, "Oh, Miss Silme, there's a lot to do here."
Oh, yes. Well, continue your good works, and I will check in momentarily. There's an issue we need to deal with.
Yes,
Mabel,
Miss Silme.
dear, where did the other guys go?
Oh, and she just kind of like turns in a little circle, and then just kind of points up at the bell tower and says, "I think I saw Mr. Kefris climbing up the side of that just a few seconds ago."
Is that normal? Does he climb things?
She shrugs.
Tell me.
He can
Okay. Rush over that way.
follow. Longing look back at Maybelle and then follow.
Maybelle gets back to work helping people, and so Kefris is trying to comfort Ismark.
The same thing he's done since like session 3, which is console the inconsolable.
Yeah. I think that Irina will approach you and put a hand on your shoulder and say, "It's dangerous to be here. Leave him for now."
And he looks back up at her and he says, I didn't think that he would be like this. I'm sorry. And right now, I just want to make sure that he is himself in at least several hours' time when we try and talk to him probably again.
Kefris is dangerous to be here. Can you for once stop being a martyr and be my friend? We need to leave.
And he looks at her and he looks down at his arm that has this fresh bite mark in it, and his rage subsides and he stands up and he looks at her and he says, I was always your friend. I apologize if my execution was poor.
She just reaches out and takes your hand, and she will reach out for Bartholomew.
Bartholomew changes back, takes her hand, one last look over at Ismark.
All right.
Leave.
Yep, she leads both of you to the trap door, and Ismark steals one last glance at the three of you, and you just see a singular flashing predatory eye with tears streaming down his face. And you will disappear down the ladder. And down to the winding steps, and you will reunite with your buddies with a concerned looking Flint and a confused looking Silme.
Did you fucking change in town?
What?
Yes.
Why?
I think I'm going to sit down now.
Kefris, you're
He
so
will kind of look
pale.
worse
Yeah.
than normal.
I'm
I
going to
grew
take
3
Kefris's...
spikes today.
Oh, that's not... I'm going to need some clothes.
What? Oh, yeah, you are.
You can have mine. It's fine, Speedy. You're
No, Kefris,
very
stop
nice.
it. My God.
I'm going
What
to
is
sit
wrong with
Kefris
you?
down.
Ismark's not okay, but he's feeling fine now. It's sad, but he's fine.
What happened to you, Kefris?
He's
Hi.
I'm gonna
lost a lot of
motion-
blood.
Yeah, I'm going to motion for everyone to sit in the pews in the church.
These are very comfortable. I've seen people sleep on them before. You're
You
very
slept on
nice.
them.
God, fuck it.
Did you
Okay.
give him wine? What's going on?
Listen,
he-
listen.
Blood of the vine. Blood of
I'm going to
the
slap
vine.
Kefris.
Push him, just kind of gently push him down onto the pew.
Not even gently.
Just as though she's trying to like open a curtain, she just kind of like pushes him down and says, "He's lost a lot of blood."
What happened?
Listen. It was not Ismark's first time in Castle Ravenloft. He was
Oh?
there with Doru.
Oh.
So you're telling me there's a vampire spawn upstairs? That's nice.
Yes. And your brother decided it would be a good idea to give a lot of blood.
You let it bite you?
I gave it freely. It was the gift.
The offer is
Turn-
still on the table for me to slap him.
Please do.
No,
I'll get mad and stuff. If you do
Kefris.
that.
Oh, gods.
Silme,
Yes.
Mm.
you were talking before. You said that you could heal them, that you could cure him. She like points to Bartholomew.
Yes, with the right tools.
Can you do this for Ismark?
With the right tools?
What do you need?
I don't think I know, right?
Well, here's the thing.
It's
of your
not a
stu-
curse. Yeah.
It's not a curse, it's
Yeah.
death. All of your studies have come back with there is no cure for vampirism. Just as there is no cure for, there's not supposed to be a cure for death.
Vampirism is something completely different. It's not a curse or a blood thing. It's a form of death. The only thing that I know that I can do is return him to death.
There's got to be another way.
Perhaps if the person who turned him was killed? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I need to do more research.
Please. She takes your hand, just like in a begging position. She just says, please, anything.
Yes, I shall look into it. Of
She
course.
has taken too much.
Yes, of course.
And anything I can do to help. Please. If it were your brother.
Kefris
No, I-
is putting one leg of his onto the ground to prevent himself from feeling the spins.
Yes, I of course. Irina, I promise that I will do everything that I can.
Irina. sorry. I acted rashly.
Acted on
there.
your instinct.
It is not safe for the townspeople to have your brother locked here.
Then we need to find someplace else.
What place is safer than in this church?
The point being, if he thirsts again, if he gets back to that point and he breaks out, he's going to need a steady supply of blood to even maintain some semblance of himself.
Are there any cattle farms around? Livestock? I mean, animals are slaughtered all the time, right? They could just siphon off.
Kresk has sheep.
He's right. I've seen the most livestock I've seen in Barovia is in Kresik.
Is that something we should do now, or should we wait until after?
Kind of had a plan.
Yes?
Well, yeah, the whole den plan.
Right. Can
Would
it
you-
wait until tomorrow? Will he be satiated for the night?
I don't know.
Do you have juice? Maybe like something sugary.
Flint, would you mind going to get Maybell and asking her to bring some apple juice or something such?
Sure.
An apple.
Don't
We
forget.
have like cider or something.
I'll go snatch Maybell.
I would love some.
And crackers, cookies if they have them.
Yeah, you know, the same stuff for losing.
No
blood.
cakes. No cakes.
What's wrong with cakes?
Dream cakes.
Ah,
Pie
that's a
is much
callback
better.
to quite a while ago.
Children getting ground up into cakes.
The
to satiate their-
pastries?
Yeah,
Mhm.
the pastries.
The pastries, Mabel. The pastries.
Yeah, that's the one. So Flint, you go off and find Maybell, and she is more than happy to help you scrounge up some snacks. So I need to know what your plans are regarding this.
We still need to go to the den.
We do.
Are we gonna
Okay.
take a half-dead Krephers to the den? Kippers, can you still? You can still run really fast, right?
Really fast. You want to see?
Nope.
No.
Sit.
No.
Save it
Okay.
for later.
You're all great.
So,
Kefris, just before they get back with their with the juice and snacks and crackers and things, in your kind of dizzy, delirious state as the room is spinning, it seems an awful lot like there are more people standing around you than you thought. And for a brief moment, you are absolutely certain that you see Vic looking down at you.
I miss him
and
so much.
then you blink and all of those people are gone.
something concerning that
What?
Ismark had said when I was up there. The reason why he wanted me specifically was because he thought I was soulless. Well, I'm supposed to be soulless.
You are?
I'm supposed to be.
I never got that vibe from you.
Have you bet yourself, Speedy?
What? If I bit myself?
No, have you met yourself?
You have a lot of traits that would,
You're cool and edgy, and yes, it makes you seem like you're soulless, but I've heard you laugh. I've seen the way your eyes glisten when you think of the beach. Speedy.
Turn to Irina. I'm edgy.
He's so cool.
Not unheard of. I thought I was soulless for a long time. And I too began to experience such things. It may just be being raised in Barovia. It is a dour place.
Speedy.
Yes.
Speedy,
Yes, Kefris.
I've heard you laugh before. Soulless don't laugh.
I'm gonna pat him on the cheek.
Speedy, you're very nice. I don't think a soulless would be nice. I think they'd be suspect.
Okay, Kefris. Irina's going to stuff a cookie in his mouth.
The plan
Cookies.
tonight.
You just hear a from Kefris as he has the cookie in his mouth.
I do not think that we are going to any sort of werewolf den tonight. He needs sleep.
Well, I have to get in contact with my mother and aunt to tell them that we cannot accommodate them tonight.
What if just myself and Tereska distract the pack and you two go?
Myself and Silme.
Yes, you'll still have Zuleika there too.
We
You should
can-
probably bring Kefris.
We can all go. I just... Sitting down right now is good.
Need a little nappy poo, brother?
And maybe like a shorty? Just give me an hour.
All right.
All the time.
It is roughly noon. He could probably squirrel in a long rest before you
We have
guys
to go.
leave for tonight.
Okay.
Maybell,
Oh. I'm over here.
if you could, and he motions to himself, some clothing, please.
Oh dear. Okay. I think I
Um,
can work something out.
Silme is going to hand off 10 Electrum to her.
She will she will hop along and go get some clothes for Bartholomew. We're letting Maybell dress you now.
Oh, get ready.
Get ready.
Little sailor outfit.
Lederhosen.
Where did you even find this?
There definitely going to be there's definitely going to be like a waistcoat involved.
Thank you.
She
So-
gets you a waistcoat and a bow tie. But you don't have to wear the bow tie if you don't want to. It's one of those really practical outfits that you can dress up or dress down. Oh, she gets you a newsboy cap too.
Great.
Thank you, Maybell.
And
Thank you,
a
Maybell.
very, very dapper trench coat.
He's so dapper.
Kefris, go to bed.
Yes, ma'am.
Get some rest if you want to be any use tonight.
He just gives you the okay hand and then lays down on his side.
Okay. Kefris, you have a dream about a bunch of people sitting around a campfire, it seems. And you're reminded of the refugees, but you recognize that each one of these people seems to have some sort of mortal wound.
Which refugees? Are we talking about the refugees from Barovia, or are these refugees from the war between the Netherese and the members of the Dale lands from back?
They are
where I'm
definitely
from?
Barovians.
Okay, cool.
For sure. You recognize the clothing, the same sad look in the eyes. You see them all kind of gathered around what appears to be a campfire that kind of flickers very, very, very slowly with this red light. And as you get closer, you realize that instead of wood that would be at the center of a campfire like this, there is instead a set of bones just kind of piled up like wood would be in a campfire, and they are tied with red cords. And you turn around, you can see all of these people just kind of huddled next to the fire, and beyond it you see the mists of Barovia just kind of clouded in, hovering.
And Kefris asks the nearest one, who are they? Just the nearest individual that he can, whoever they may be.
You do not receive a verbal response from any of them. They all just kind of like have straight ahead looks. Just kind of, they're all just looking directly into the fire. Roll me a religion check.
Okay. A religion check. Pretty sure this is going to be fairly run-of-the-mill with a 13.
13. You get the idea that these people were once living.
Okay, so with the attunement to the blood spear, do I recognize any of these people from the visions that I've had from the blood spear?
You mean like from like far before?
Either from far before or at some time in between.
Yeah, I'll say yes. You can recognize what appears to be the parents of the redheaded girl you saw in your vision with Kavan. You can see people in older clothing. You can even see what appears to be druids and berserkers.
Kefris is going to go up to the parents.
What's that?
I said he was going to go up to the parents of the redheaded girl.
Mm-hmm.
And he is going to try and like wave in front of their face to see if he can get any attention.
Nope.
Does he recognize the bones?
Mm-hmm. Yep, those are St. Andrew's bones.
Kefris is going to grab his forearm next to his elbow and see if he can pull and separate.
His entire forearm?
His entire forearm. He knows that the bones are safe in the church. At this point, he's thinking dream logic.
Okay, so you want to take off your forearm in your dream?
I want to take off my left forearm and then add it to the fire.
Interesting. Okay. Roll me a wisdom check.
That is a 16.
All right. You do so. You watch as the flesh burns away and just turns to bone. You see your hand just kind of reach out and grip the rest of the bones, and the cords come to life and just sort of wrap around that forearm in the ilmatory cords.
And he is going to be holding his arm, and then he is going to make a motion for all those around him to follow him, and then he is going to stand on top of the fire.
Okay.
And just let himself burn and join these cords. And
Okay.
hopefully those around him join him as well.
All right. You see them all just kind of like watch with like equal parts disinterest and kind of morbid curiosity as you step into the fire. And then at some point a small figure steps between some like larger figures, and you see as Thornbolt, just clutching his little doll, reaches out and puts a hand on you, and you see the fire begin to engulf him, and you see Rosalia come up behind him. Rosalia is a werewolf.
Yes.
Rosvalda comes up behind him and puts a hand on his shoulder, and you see the nursemaid appear and put a hand on her shoulder, and Vic appears and puts a hand on her shoulder, and it is like a wave. Just the entirety of all of these dead individuals begin to put their hands out on each other as the flame begins to spread. And that is where your dream will end.
The last thing that Kefris thinks to himself in this state is, I just need you to believe in me.
Cool. As Kefir sleeps, what plans are made?
So when we get in there, what are we gonna do?
We find the book, we grab it, and we run. Free the children.
Free the children. But
All
yes,
right.
grab the book. It might be in Kirill's quarters. I don't know.
Well, I don't know where Kirill's quarters is, so we're gonna have to rely on my aunt to get us there.
Okay, yeah, you could probably trust her to at least lead you in the right direction. She's probably going to give you something else to do. Whether or not you guys do that is up to you.
What does she want us to do?
I don't know. I don't know what she wants.
But you know she has a request for us.
I know she's probably going to want something. Otherwise, she wouldn't be, helping you guys.
Fine.
If I had to guess, I think she wants Kirill dead and her to take over the pack.
Would that be
Yeah.
a bad thing?
6 one way, half a dozen the other.
I don't know what that means.
Yes.
Yes? Okay.
It could be. I thought I knew her back then, but she's pretty ruthless and will get what she wants.
Great.
Well, okay. That's the plan. You two will draw them off. Speedy and I will go inside, free the children,
Get the book.
get the book, and run.
Definitely run.
All right.
I'd suggest either going back to the Wizard of Wines or somewhere else you might think is safe.
Yes,
Maybe we want a meetup place.
Wizards of Wines, I think, would
Is
be
that the
best.
closest point?
And I'll just send them for a run.
Yes.
Take them out for a walk.
Yeah.
At this, Bartholomew nods his head and stands. If you need me, I'll be with my father.
All right.
Be careful.
Oh, don't you know? Careful is my middle name.
I thought it was Speedy.
No, that's an alias.
Oh.
It's a nickname, really. During the time we're waiting for Kefris to wake up, I think at some point she'll, Silme will wander out to where Maybelle is, watch her for a little bit, and not creepily just be there helping. And then at some point she'll just tell her what a good job she's doing and how we are all lucky to have her. And she might offer, since she's been doing a lot of work, if she'd like, Maybelle could, or Silme could, help with her hair, brush it or something like that if she needs it.
She seems to react very well to the compliments. She acts as though she's never received compliments before, and she's very receptive to them. She seems a little hesitant to allow you to brush her hair.
You can brush mine first if you'd like. I just, I feel quite useless out here. And
she puts a self-conscious hand over where her missing horn is.
Mhm.
And she says, I do a better job myself usually.
Sure.
And at some point while you're watching her just kind of bustle about and get work done, Valentine will come and sit down next to you and just kind of like casually like watching people bustling around and say, so what exactly is so important that you need to see me right now?
Oh, kind of like perk up. I needed to speak to you about the castle.
All right. What do you need to know? And is it important enough to risk Strahd finding out about us?
Don't you want her to find out about us?
Yeah, but not that much.
Well, do you have a suggestion as where we should go to speak of this, or?
This should be fine. There's plenty of people around.
All right. And we don't have to speak of it in length now, but I do need to know how we can get in eventually, and what other types of traps and whatnot she has in place, because I know that there is a barrier that if we go in, she will know.
There's plenty of traps. I will make sure you have a way in if and when you need to be.
Does she know about the werewolf den?
Oh, of course she does.
Why is Irina trying to go there?
I don't know.
Does Strahd have a strong connection or will over these werewolves?
Oh, yeah.
Why does she want Irina so much?
I don't know. She's the one that got away and keeps getting away, evidently. It's that soul. It pops up from time to time. And whenever it does, that's the girl she wants.
What about Bartholomew's soul? He has one, right?
I'm sorry, who's Bartholomew?
Speedy. The gentleman who I was with that wasn't my brother at the dinner?
Yeah, he didn't smell appetizing at all.
Probably a less
I
so
assumed
now.
he was a husk.
We're not so sure.
Husks aren't worth pursuing. Their blood. It's like water.
I see. What did she do to Ismark?
Did she do something to Ismark?
She changed him. He's now a vampire spawn.
Oh, that's rough.
Is there anything that can be done?
You can stake him?
Is there anyone who has been a vampire who is no longer a vampire who isn't dead?
I don't think so. But listen, if you kill Strahd, then everyone she turned is free.
That was my hope.
I mean, they'll still be vampires. I'll still be a vampire. And he just kind of smiles at somebody who's walking by, who gives him kind of a weird look. And he says, I'm kind of counting on you.
I shall do my best.
Awesome. Do me a favor and don't ask to meet me again in person unless it's something very urgent.
As you wish, darling.
I'll send you some flowers. And he goes and kisses you on the cheek.
She gives a warm smile.
You see, like, from a distance, Nyanka kind of giving you a weird look.
All right, away now. Thank you.
He disappears into the crowd.
Oh boy. No pressure.
All right. I think that's as good a place as any to leave off for today. Okay.
All right. Well, with that, I guess thank you, everybody who decided to stop on by and join us for another wonderful session of Taking Strahd Seriously, run by the lovely Danae Keener of DanaeKeener.com. Hey, Danae, where can we find you? What do you do?
My name's Danae Keener. You can find me at DanaeKeener.com. I do nerdy drawings mostly related to D&D and a lot of stuff on this channel. You can find me here on Mondays playing Coriander the Elegant Paladin, or on Tuesdays playing Strahd. Once again, that is DanaeKeener.com.
Excellent. And RJ.
Hey everybody, I'm RJ, the hiccupy boy this entire game. You can catch me at RJustice22 on Twitter and Twitch, where I tweet about the nerdy things in my life and just stuff in general, actually. I also stream sometimes. I think I'll stream tomorrow. I don't know what, though. You can catch me here on Mondays playing Calum, the Shatterkai Cleric Wizard, in our homebrew campaign. You can catch me here, of course, the Tuesdays playing Curse of Strahd as Speedy. He has some stuff to work out now. Catch me also on Sundays with the lovely LBHackEmUp over at Pro Restarters channel, 8 o'clock EST, where we play the Cypher system. Things are getting wild. I have a prehensile tail now.
Nice.
I'm going to put a data jack in it.
Nice.
Also, I'm helping out over at Open for Adventures channel. So, later, guys.
Yes. And LB.
Hi, I'm LBHackEmUp, and this is Lyra. I don't have a different kitten tonight because they're sleeping and they're cuddling. Every time I look over. And you can find me here Mondays and Tuesdays doing super fun stuff. You can catch me on Sundays with RJ. Next week will be my on week for Dammit channel and Monster of the Week. But this week it's a slow week for me, so I'll probably be playing a lot of Overwatch because there's a new event out and I want more skins. Yeah, DanaeKeener.com.
Yes. And Tyler, where can we find you? What do you do?
Hi, I'm Tyler. You can find me on Twitter at Frothy Inferno because that's a fun name. You can also find me here on Tuesdays as your guest who might be overstaying their welcome soon. So tune in next week for the fun.
Yes, and if you have made it this far, you probably already know who I am. But if you don't, hey fella, what's up? It's me, your buddy, your pal, your friend, the Indoor Adventurer. Here at twitch.tv/Indoor Adventures, we do this show, or shows like this, Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The easiest way to find that, of course, is to follow us on Twitch. Otherwise, hey, have you considered checking out patreon.com/Indoor Adventures, where you get access to our after show called Nights in the Courtyard, where we answer questions not only from each other, but also from the community at large. So if you have any questions for myself or the Dungeon Master or any of these other fantastic players, consider following us on Discord or on Twitter or on Twitch, wherever you manage to encounter us. And we will do our best to make sure all of your questions go answered. We have some kittens who are doing some really cute things, so we are going to be heading out. But have a great night, guys. All right, everybody. Bye-bye!